So yesterday Transform races finally came out, so I figured let's play all of them and share my thoughts on them. So before we start, I'll actually explain to you what exactly Transform races are for those 3 people who don't know yet. Basically what Transform races are is a regular race, however there are checkpoints in that race which change your vehicle, hence the name Transform races. You can start the race in, for example, a Veggio, but then as soon as you pass one of the special checkpoints, you'll turn it into, for example, a Wagner. One of the major questions people are probably going to have is that, are custom vehicles a thing inside of these races? Yes, they are. You start off by selecting a vehicle which you're going to start the race with, and at some point down the line you're going to change into a different vehicle. This, for example, being a Zentorno. If you don't have a custom Zentorno, you'll be put into a disadvantage against the people who do actually have a custom Zentorno. However, this brings for a very interesting dynamic between different types of player. You might be someone who likes to collect old-fashioned cars, or you might be someone who only has supercars or only sports cars. You'll be very effective within those types of races which will have those types of vehicles. If you're someone that has all the planes upgraded or all the helicopters upgraded, you will be in a huge advantage in these races. However, if you're someone that doesn't, then well, you're gonna have to rely on either slipstream or you're gonna have to do your utmost best to try to keep up. So is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Personally, I kinda like it. It either challenges you to try to get more vehicles, which is more than likely the intention from Rockstar's standpoint, I guess, because, well, let's be honest here, the races are littered with shark card advertisements. They actually have fucking shark card advertisements on their fucking props in the game.
Oh shit, they do!
Come on! It's in quite a bunch of races too. You should try to see if you can spot them all. It's quite funny. But I think it definitely rewards the people who like to keep a varied kind of garage instead of the people who only go for one specific class and only that. Personally, I never really bother with purchasing the planes and upgrade them, so I'll be put in a disadvantage versus the people who did. So yeah, it's definitely time to keep an eye out on those discounts going around every week during the event weeks, because you might want to be picking up a few cars that you never had in order to win these Transform races. There are a total of 15 tracks, and I have to say, some of them feel unnecessarily long. They're very long straights, and in races with warps it just goes from one random straight to another, which I felt was a bit unfortunate. They could have done a bit more variety with that, but I feel like these races are very much basic races to kind of showcase of what's possible within the new tools and kind of demo what the creator community is going to be able to do with them. Obviously, these are not made for people like you and me who are probably a bit more invested in GTA Online than the average player is. A good example of this is Home Run. It starts off nicely, but then at some point you're going to go through a very slow Havoc session, which takes the pace out of the race completely. And if there's one thing you want to do in races, it's... But an example of well done airtime is Junkyard. In Junkyard there is a bit of an obstacle course. It's not really too difficult, but it is definitely a lot more interesting than just simply going a straight line. Another great example of airtime being well done is Mackenzie. Mackenzie is a point-to-point race, and at some point during the aerial section you have to do all kinds of checkpoint tricks like you did in the flight school, for example. And another nice touch to that as well is that if you fail to do that, your plane will be slowed down. So it's quite funny to see a bit of an inconsistency. Some of the races feel very long and dragged out, but there are some of them out there which are actually very nice. But overall, I feel the races in general are pretty good. I think that they're pretty well made, and definitely the design of the maps when it comes to visuals is something that you definitely don't have to overlook. A very brilliant example of this is the race called Dragon. The Dragon race actually has a fully fleshed out dragon made out of props. I kid you not, it's fucking cool, and you're seeing some gameplay of it right now, so definitely check it out. The race itself is also pretty good too. You actually go into the dragon and fly over it and whatnot, so you actually make use of it as well. It's just not simply a prop that's just there. Actually, you go over it too, which is really cool. But having said all that, I feel like Transform races really shine when there is not a lot of boat and airtime going on. Short sections keep it fresh and they don't drag it on for too long, making it a lot more interesting rather than, for example, a Plummet 3. Something I will go into tomorrow in a special video. to give you some live reactions of what I thought of the map. People that saw yesterday's stream will know exactly what I'm talking about. But one thing that I want to mention before I go is the parachute sections in 2 of these transform races. I didn't see them coming, but they were very, very cool. In Warp there's one of those and it just completely caught me off guard, and it was very cool to see that even that is a possibility within these transform races, and I can see a ton of possibilities that are going to be available to the content creators out there, and they're going to be making some fantastic stuff for sure. I cannot wait until this comes out for the content creator. Unfortunately, that's not going to be until later this fall, but I really hope that Rockstar is going to release this as soon as possible, because I can't wait to see what the creator community is going to be able to do with this thing. Having said that, thank you also very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think about the transform races? Have you played them? What do you think of it? And what are some of your favorites? And maybe even some of those that you don't like at all. But that was it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.